different values and their application. Number 2, discuss values in the light of one's own experiences. Number 3, conceptualize values and their importance. Number 4, discuss common values and their importance to one's life.
Various theories and perspectives are utilized in this subject to provide a framework for values development. First, human values as ideas which determine our priorities and direct our behavior. Second, human ideals as they reflect different levels of needs. Third, human pursuit for the ultimate and highest values as they relate to the spiritual nature of man. Fourth, human desire, much of which is unconscious. It is of a great importance that unconscious desires be subjective to reflective thoughts. Fifth and the last, human ideals as pursued individually and collectively. On what concerns do you spend considerate amount of time and energy? According to psychologist Brian Hall, 1994, human values cover a spectrum of ideals which comprise the basic elements that stand behind all the human behavior. Brian Hall defines values as the ideas that give significance to in our lives and reflective through the priorities that we choose and that we act on consistently and repeatedly. It is important to make a distinction between cognitive values and active values. Active values. These are values that determine our priorities and these decisions that we make and the actions that we choose repeatedly and consistently. It directs our choices are therefore evident in our day-to-day life. Examples are collaborate, unite, advocate, and create. Our active values describe the way in which we work together and as individuals to provide excellent care and support for the people we support and how we seek continually improve. The second is cognitive value. It is a reality that majority of us share common value ideas with others like honesty, integrity, kindness, being others-oriented, and many more. But we may not pursuing this as our priority such that these ideas do not take shape as part of our disguising characteristics. This may be spiritual values like faith, hope, and love.
I'm Ivy Claire Quaresma. Human ideals reflect to the different levels of needs. What levels of need do you prioritize reveal? Do you pursue values that satisfy both foundation and ultimate needs? The idea that gives significance to our lives reflects different levels of needs. According to Maslow 1991, there are at least 5 different sets of goals related to the basic needs of a person, which is physiology, safety, love and belongingness, esteem, and self-actualization. As you can see at the picture of Maslow theory of human needs in a hierarchy, makikita natin dyan ang self-actualization, esteem, love and belongingness, psychological or safety needs, and last, the physiological or biological needs. But first, what is physiological or biological needs? It is a primary needs for food, water, rest, sleep, and other biological requirements to keep the body healthy and fit. Ito ang pangailangan na kapag nagkulang ang antas na ito ay maaaring magdulot ng sakit o humantong sa kamatayan. Second is psychological or safety needs, which a broad concern for safety and stability in the world, security from environment hazard, assault, tyranny, being assured of adequate provisions such as having a job with tenure, retirement, and other privilege, savings, insurance in various kind, being in a predictable and familiar environment, and so on. Kabilang dito ang kasiguraduhan ng hanap buhay, kaligtasan mula sa karahasan, katiyakan moral at pisyolohikal, seguridad sa pamilya, at seguridad sa ating kalusugan. Third, love and belongingness. Being in a mutual relationship of affection, caring and nurture with one's significance and others. Love and belongingness is kailangan ng tao na makipag-ugnayan sa kanyang kapwa at makisalamuha sapagkat mayroon siyang pangangailangan na hindi niya kayang matugunan ng mag-isa. Ito ay maaring magdulot ng kalungkutan at pagkaligalig ang sinumang hindi makapagtugon sa pangangailangang ito. Number 4, esteem needs. Self-respect that is firmly based on capacity, achievement, and respect from others. Satisfaction that the self-esteem needs leads to feeling of self-confidence, worth, strength, capability, and affirmation of being useful and necessary in the world. STEM needs is kailangan ng tao na maramdaman ang kanyang halaga sa lahat ng pagkakataon. Ang respeto ng ibang tao at tiwala sa sarili ay nagpapataas ng kanyang dignidad bilang tao. Ang mga kakulangan ng antas na ito ay maaaring magdulot sa kanya ng mababang moralidad at tiwala sa sarili, na maaaring nagmula sa pagkahiya, pagkabigo at pagkatalo. Last is self-actualization, becoming more and more what one is and what one is potentially capable of becoming. The person is specifically satisfied in all his or her needs and functions to the fullest and healthiest creativeness. He or she pursues ultimate values and timeless principles based on the discern unique purpose in life. Self-actualization ay ang pinakamataas ng antas na pangailangan ng tao. Sinabi ni Maslow na ang taong nakarating sa antas na ito ay nagbibigay ng mas mataas na pagtingin sa kasagutan sa halip na katanungan. Hindi siya natatakot mag-isa na gumawa kasama ang ibang tao. Ang mga taong nasa ganitong kalagayan ay hindi mapagkunwari at totoo sa kanyang sarili. May kababaang loob at may respeto sa iba. There have two levels of values, which is the foundation values and ultimate values. The foundation's values relate to the satisfactions of the basic or fundamental for life to be sustained and to achieve a relative state of health. The foundation needs, which are classified as physiologic, safety, love and belongingness, and esteem, must be met to attain health. Health is a multidimensional. It involves the biological, physiological, social, and spiritual reliance, and its essentials to self-actualization. Thus, a very basic expectation for getting an employment is to earn a living to meet our biological needs. We strive harder at securing materials, provisions, and safety physical environment. We build or nurture meaningful relationships with significant others. We fulfill certain religious obligation. We gain proficiency in various areas and assume multiplicity of roles. So, fundamental values is dito nagsisimula yung mga halaga natin. So, which is, ma-apply natin dito yung apat na levels ng ating pangailangan, which is the safety needs, the physiologic needs, love and belongingness, and esteem. So, kailangan nating makipagsalamuha sa iba. Kailangan nating makipagkaibigan para makabuo tayo ng mga meaningful relationships to others. The ultimate values. There have always been people through the ages who have paused, pondered, and asked questions like, what is life all about? What are we here for? What we are for our own sake? What is human life meant to be? So, yung mga taong naghanap ng mga kasagutan sa mga tanong na kagaya ng nabanggit ko, is sila yung mga taong nag-move into their ultimate level of their lives. So, they are concerned with ultimate values. They recognize that foundation needs are means to an end. So, according to Maslow 1971, described self-actualizing people as those who work at something they have been destined for. Which they work on a which they love, so that the work joy dichotomy and them disappears. So, yung mga taong alam na yung mga tama at mali, alam yung mga gagawin nila sa buhay, sila yung sila yung nakakalam kung ano yung mga halaga nila. So, dapat tayong mga tao, alamin natin yung mga bagay na ikakasaya natin, ikakasaya rin sa iba. Hindi yung mga bagay na alam na nga nating mali, ginagawa pa natin. So, be open-minded, maging mula tayo sa mga katotohanan at sa mga tama dito sa mundo. So, one must listen to the impulse voices and let the self emerge. It is about making each of the many single choices about whether to lie or to be honest, to steal or not to steal. At each point, there is progression choices and progression choice. There may be choices toward defense and safety, but generally, choices made are growth choices. The progress of actualizing one's potentialities can occur at any time and any moment. It may mean going through an arduous and demanding period of preparation in order to realize one's potentialities. It means working to do well the things that one wants to do, to be good as one can be. So for example, yung mga bagay na binibigyan natin ng halaga is kagaya ng ating mga trabaho, yung ating mga kaalaman, yung ating mga ginagawa dito araw-araw. So which is mahalaga talaga ang mga bagay na nakapaloob para sa ating sarili.
Living values. According to our Nstp book, there are 10 living values. The cooperation, freedom, happiness, honesty, humility, love, peace, respect, responsibility, and unity. For the cooperation, it is the process of working together to the same end. A person who cooperates receives cooperation. The method to give cooperation is to use the energy of the mind to create vibrations of good wishes and pure feelings for the others and for the task. By remaining detached, objective, and influenced by innermost values and not external circumstances, subtle cooperation in the form of wisdom emerges. So, human achievement is rough and tough. To aim excellence in collective achievement is to aspire to climb to the crowning point. The endeavor requires each climber to be equipped with essential skills and knowledge and good amount of determination and willpower. So in cooperation, if you cooperate, you can also receive cooperation. In terms of cooperation, you should not be affected by external conflicts or personal matters in doing a task. So, a cooperation forms when individuals let themselves remain detached, objective, and not being influenced by external conflicts. Next is freedom. It is the state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. The person has the power or right to act, speak, and think without being the hindrance or restraint, without the feeling of hindrance and restraint. Full freedom functions only when rights are balanced with responsibilities and choice is balanced with conscience.
The most potent power to put an end to an internal and external war is the human conscience. Freedom is a precious gift. The concepts of freedom and liberty have fascinated human beings. One of the greatest aspirations in the world is to be free. People want the freedom to lead a life of purpose, to select freely a lifestyle in which they and their children can grow healthily and can flourish through the work of their hands, heads, and hearts. So, ngayon no, ang mga tao ay pinaka gusto dyan nila mabuhat is to become free. Yung kaya nila gawin yung isang bagay na gusto nila without being stopped or being decided by others na gawin yun. Kasi yun yung makakabuti sa kanila. Kasi yun yung tingin ng iba na dapat kunin nila. For example, are you taking this course by choice or by force? So, think about it. Freedom is a precious gift. It is free. But there are times that freedom is being held. Next is happiness. Happiness is the state of being happy. Through the power of truth, there is wealth. And through the power of peace, there is health. Together, they give happiness. So, sa truth, meron dang wealth. And sa peace, there is a health. And putting them together, there is happiness. But how can we earn happiness? Happiness is earned by those whose actions, attitudes, and attributes are pure and selfless. So, kung gusto mong maging masaya, be pure and selfless to yourself para maging masaya ka. So, next is honesty. Honesty is a clear conscience before myself and before my fellow human being. Honesty is the awareness of what is right and appropriate in one's behavior or in one's relationship. With honesty, there is no hypocrisy or artificiality which creates confusion and mistrust. Ibig sabihin, wala na siya ka-fake dapat in honesty. You should be honest. So, if hypocrisy or artificiality or fakeness is there, it can create confusion and mistrust in the minds of people. Honesty makes for a life of integrity because the inner and outer selves are mirror image. Honesty is to speak that which is thought and to do what which is spoken. Some think I am honest, but no one understands me. That's not honest. Honesty as distinct as a flawless diamond which can never remain hidden. So, ang honesty guys, never na siya matago. It can always be seen. If you are being honest, you are seen. So, kung feeling mo hindi ka nakikita when you are being honest, there is a person na nakakakita ng katotohanan sa buhay mo. Ganun. Nakakakita ng totoo sa mga sinasabi or ginagawa mo. Don't doubt yourself as it will become dishonesty. Kasi honesty is being seen. Nakikita siya. So, be confident when you are being honest. Kasi there will always be a person na makakakita ng honesty mo. Next is humility. Humility is a modest or low view of someone's importance or being humble. It can be found in a vast ocean of still waters which run very deep. At the bottom lies self-esteem. At first, going within the ocean is like journeying into an unknown area of immense darkness. But just as exploration can lead to buried treasures, one who is searching is his or her inner world can find jewels buried in the depths, and the jewel buried deepest, which shines the brightest and gives the most light, is humility. At the darkest moments, its rays penetrate the darkness. It removes fear and insecurity and open up the self to universal truths. So, humility, it is like equal to being humble. So, it is hard to find in someone, especially kung you are too overconfident about yourself. Well, confidence is important, but overconfident, no. So, if in searching ourselves, we can find humility. Kasi 'di ba, there are lots of negativity sa sarili natin. But if we find this self-esteem, this humility in ourselves, we can remove fears and insecurities sa sarili natin. So, it is like a light into our darkest times. Like, 'di ba? Fear and insecurity is our like darkness sa atong sarili na we need to remove. So, we need humility to remove this fear and insecurity or any negativity in our life. To open ourselves, to show others ourselves the truth. Sure. Next is love. Love is not simply a desire, a passion, an intense feeling for one's person or objective, but a consciousness which is simultaneously selfless and self-fulfilling. Love can be for one's country, for a cherished aim, for truth, for justice, for ethics, for nature, for service, for people, or for God. So, love flows from the truth that is wisdom. Love based on wisdom is real love, not blind love. And to discover the secrets of love is to watch the secrets of life unfold. So, love is not just, hindi lang siya desire, hindi lang siya parang pansarili, kundi, hindi lang siya pang sarili na parang like mo yung isang bagay, love mo yung isang bagay, but it is also selfless, sacrificing, and self-fulfilling to a person. So, love can be for your country, for your loved one, for place, for things, or kahit ano. For you, Buff, who do you offer your love? So, a love, it comes from truth. So, if, it comes from truth that is wisdom. From truth that is wisdom. So, kung ang love mo is naka-base sa wisdom, it is real love. Pero if it is not, it's not real love. It is blind love. So, to discover the secrets of love, you have to let yourself na ma-unfold yung secrets about yourself. So, next is peace. Peace, the challenge to peace normally presents itself in the question, are human beings by nature violent or non-violent? So, are you violent or non-violent? So, if the answer is violent, then the concept of peace become non-existent. So, kung tayo ay violent, there is no peace. Hindi na siya nag-e-exist. Peace doesn't exist when human beings are violent. So, peace has become elusive that people have begun to question its existence. So, peace of mind has become a popular cliche. So, So, sobrang, parang hindi na masyadong maramdaman yung peace. People nagsisimula na silang questioning kung meron pa ba talagang peace or meron ba talagang peace. So, peace of mind, especially today, peace of mind has become a popular cliche. Like, niya na, paulit-ulit na na people want peace of mind sa sarili nila, which is important. Peace consists of pure thoughts, feelings, and wishes. When the energy of thought, word, and action is balanced, stable, and non-violent, the individual is at peace with the self, in relationship, and with the world. So, if our thought, our word, atong ginasalita, ang atong kilos, action, is balanced, stable, hindi violente, ang sarili natin is at peace. At peace tayo sa sarili natin, sa ibang tao, sa mundo, kung ang iniisip natin, ginagawa natin, sinasabi natin is stable. So, next is respect. Respect begins within the individual. The original state of respect is based on awareness of the self as a unique entity, a life force with a spiritual being, a soul. So, ang respect, nagabigin siya sa sarili natin. Nagabigin siya kung paano natin respetuhin yung sarili natin. So, respect begets respect if you respect yourself. So, the elevated consciousness of knowing who I am arises from an authentic place of pure worth. With such insight, there is faith in the self and wholeness and completeness within. With self-realization, one's experience self-respect. So, knowing yourself is finding your worth. Like, having that mindset na finding your worth, realizing your worth is you are creating a faith with yourself and your whole being na nako-complete ka. And that realization, self-realization, you experience your self-respect. 9 is responsibility. A responsible person fulfills the assigned duty by staying true to the aim. Duties are carried out with circumstances, necessity, and choice of people in particular situations and roles. Moral responsibility means accepting what is required to honor the role which has been entrusted and to perform conscientiously and to the best of one's ability. So, a responsible person is gina-fulfill niya iyahang dapat na buhaton, ang iyahang duty, iyahang task, ang iyahang kailangan buhaton. So, ginabuhat niya ang duties based on circumstances, necessity, choice of people, iyahang roles, the situations, and etc. So, moral responsibility is accepting what is required. Kumbaga, kung unsay kailangan nimo buhaton, unsa imuhang role, unsa imuhang dapat buhaton, that is moral responsibility. And doing it is responsible. Doing it, your responsibility is you being responsible for your role, and etc. Next is unity. Unity is harmony within among individuals in the group. Unity is sustained by concentration, energy, and focusing thought by accepting and appreciating the value of the rich array of participants and the unique contribution each can make, and by remaining loyal not only to one another but also to the task. Unity is built from a shared vision, a cherished hope, an altruistic aim, or cause for the common good. Unity gives us sustenance, strength, and courage to make the impossible possible, combined with determination and commitment. Na courage siya isa't isa sa members, nagbibigay siya ng lakas kasi syempre, para it takes many para yung mga kailangan gawin, naggagawa nila kasi marami sila and they encourage each other. So, yung mga impossible na tingin nila hindi nila kaya gawin, nagagawa. Kasi, that's the power of unity. So, with determination and commitment to do the task, to be united, unity makes every biggest task seems easy. Like, piskan lisod siya, murag dali, kay daghan man mo, daghan mo gatabang, gahatag og ideas, galihok, and that's unity.
About pagkamakadiyos. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng pagkamakadiyos? Ito po ang ating pananalig o pananampalataya sa Poong May Kapal. So, paano ba natin may papakita ang ating pagkamakadiyos? First is faith in Almighty in action. So, how can we show our faith in action? First is praying before meals, praying of the rosary, encouraging children to develop a habit of prayer and reflection, especially when faced with moral discernment. Second is respect for life and action. For an example, instilling of discipline, recognition of the uniqueness and worth of each member, role of modeling of parents so that their children may grow with dignity and right values. The third is order in action. Develop a good set of study habits and zealously follow them through every day. Develop your organization skills and train yourself to always practice good grooming and gentlemanly or lady-like conduct. And it can also learn to manage our resources, studies, and extracurricular activities as well. And fourth is work in action. We can show our pagkamakadiyos and work in action to be honestly working and also hard working. And lastly, concerns for the family and future generations and action. The family is constantly challenged with the demands and trends and odds of the world. Everyday person should strive to defend and preserve it. And also, the family is a person's best refuge, source of the love and good values in a world constantly assailed by immorality, violence, and materialism. Every member of the family has a role to play and the duty and right to give or receive love and respect. So nga, ang limang ito ay napapakita sa ating kung paano magiging pagkamakadiyos ang isang tao, di ba? Hindi naman sa lahat ng bagay po tayo ay nagsasabi makadiyos tayo, pero hindi naman natin pinapakita sa gawa, hindi naman natin pinapakita kung gaano, hindi naman natin nirerespeto yung ating kapwa-tao, and also, hindi naman natin binibigyan ng halaga or yung honesty ang ating mga trabaho sa buhay. May marami they are cheating. Di ba? Masama naman yan. Hindi yan nagpapakita ng ating pagkamakadiyos bilang isang tao. And also, nagmula ang ating pagkamakadiyos sa ating mga ginikanan dahil ating mga magulang. Dahil sila yung unang nagbigay aral sa atin kung paano magiging isang manampalataya.
The good citizenship value of love. In short, this is encouraging people to perform little acts by being a good example to everyone through helping others to grow and succeed. The good citizenship value of freedom. Students may be encouraged to be responsible for their own freedom. Yes, we all do have freedoms, freedom to do what we want. Let's grab each other's freedom to be better for ourselves and much better person for others. The good citizenship value of peace. As a student, how can we promote peace in action and encourage other students to do such action? We can discuss controversial issues so students will have some thoughts or ideas when it comes to that issue, and there will be no conflict with the other person. Of course, we must have unity and teamwork because no unity, no peace. The good citizenship value of truth. Truth, the quality or state of being true. Telling the truth is one of the most important value we should do in our everyday life. There is no conflict between two people if there are no lies. The good citizenship value of justice. From the word justice, it means the principle or idea of just dealing or right action. There are many ways to promote social justice in our society. One of these is make your voice heard. All of these are important to us. We should really know about these citizenship values in order to be better for ourselves and be better person for others.
Pagka makabayan na sa 4 parts, those are the unity in action, the equality in action, respect for law and government in action, and lastly, the patriotism in action. So, let's start with the unity in action. So, ano ho bang ibig sabihin ng unity in action? Ito ho, yung pagkakaisa ng mga tao sa isang gawain. So, let's proceed to equality in action. So, equality in action, ito ho yung pagkakapantay-pantay ng mga tao sa isang gawain. Wala akong nasa baba, wala akong nasa taas. So, yun ho yung ibig sabihin ng equality in action. So, let's proceed to the third one, respect for law and government in action. So, ang ibig sabihin ho nito ay ang pagrespeto sa batas. Sa simpleng pagsuot lang ho ng face shield at face mask, nagpapakita ho na sinusunod natin ang batas. So, ibig sabihin nun, sa pagsunod lang ho ng batas, ay nagpapakita na rin ho ng respeto. So, yun ho yung ibig sabihin ng respect for law. Ang ibig sabihin naman ho ng government in action, ito ho yung halimbawa kapag nagkasakuna ay handa ang gobyerno para tumulong sa mga taong nasakuna. So yun ho yung ibig sabihin ng government in action. So lastly is the patriotism in action. So it says here that stopping at signs and giving way to the others first is true patriotism in action. So sa simple hong pagbibigay lang ho ng daan para sa ibang tao or mas inuuna ho natin yung kapakanan ng ibang tao ay nagpapakita na ho ng patriotism. So, ang easiest way to explain patriotism is the love in our country or the love in country. Yun ho yung ibig sabihin ng patriotism.
We have here pagkamakakalikhasan. It means we are doing things that concerns about taking care or taking good care of our environment or nature.